welcome back to Reality 17. My name's Joshua Mayer.
I'm Bryan Antinore.
And where it's just you guys and us to just taking a break from the rest of the universe. Welcome back. Come on, it's been good.
Oh, man.
We got our King of the Hill non-alcoholic drinks. Yep.
Why'd you feel the need to say non-alcoholic?
Because it says seltzer.
It's just a seltzer. It's seltzer water.
But it makes the fizzy noise. Look, do you hear it?
Yes, I can hear it. We're not doing drink ASMR today. That's next week.
No, well, I thought boyfriend ASMR was next week.
That's going to be whenever you decide to write me a script.
Yo, that one thing that Ty found the other day, which was
oh my God.
Boyfriend ASMR, boyfriend wrestles Gator and dies. Oh no, he ripped my arm off. I'm so tough. And boyfriend ASMR, boyfriend watches Abe Lincoln get murdered in the theater. John Wilkes Booth, what are you doing here?
I don't think there's been a script so bad yet that I've rejected it.
No,
I'm very young in my career. I would say I've only really started a career last year.
Yeah, I mean, with Kieshu, we really took off together as a team.
Yeah, but I don't think there's been a script yet that I've hated so much that I wouldn't do it. I'm sure I'll get to that point one day.
I know there are times where, some things that
There are times where I rewrite your scripts.
Well, there's just things that could be reworded and could be funnier. I'm sorry, we've talked about this. I know how to give you nightmares. You know how to make me laugh. Woo 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 woo.
Well, anyways,
another hot day.
Another scorcher. God
damn. Like I can't do it. I'm losing my mind with the heat. I mean, they never warn you. Like, it's like springtime's like nice and like it's like nice days around 70 degrees.
That's an odd way of saying you don't watch the news.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't watch the news either, really. Not much.
Like, there's a major for weather prediction.
Yeah, it's meteorology.
Yeah, I know, but it might rain. Might not. But it's not under meteorology, it's under weather prediction.
You do realize that... Okay, so this is a fun fact I have for everybody.
I could predict when it was raining today because I woke up and I heard thunder and I went, looks like it's going to rain, better bring the paints inside.
It then did not, in fact, rain.
It did rain.
Did it rain?
It rained here, yeah.
Oh, well, right, because I'm up. I'm up a little bit.
You're in Toga, yeah.
Yeah. But, let's see.
What are we going to talk about?
What were we going to talk about?
I don't quite know, actually. We were just...
Today, usually we come in with a theme.
Last theme was, like, for me, I just went as dark as possible.
I just tried to but today we don't really have a central subject. We're just kind of yapping.
Yeah, but just kind of yapping. That's episode 5, kind of
yapping. I'm very fluent in Yapanese.
Well, I'm learning. I'm still taking my Duolingo lessons for Japanese.
You gotta get on that. The bird's gonna come after you.
Oh no, I know that bird's evil.
But
actually, I never use Duolingo. I use Babbel.
Babbel's a good one.
Babbel's a good
one. Don't use an app. I just go to college and then I say, hey, I want to take this language, and then they put it in my schedule.
Yeah, no, that's not like in my. I couldn't afford that for the life of me.
I learn languages very easily.
Well, yeah, you probably as a kid, I remember my family, my dad and my grandfather would speak German and Hungarian briefly. I mean, I know my grandfather would like tell stories in Hungarian. And like as a kid, like I'd just be fascinated by it. And I could tell when somebody's like speaking Hungarian. Like it's a specific type of language that you just can't unhear. But
I remember what I was going to say earlier. The weather forecast on the news, a lot of people think that we'll say it's like a 65% chance of rain.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, there's a 65% chance it's going to rain today. That means 65% of the area that they predicted is going to see rain.
Right. Oh, okay. So my thing is, I actually have a theory, in Florida especially. for
Here we go again.
Meteorology. Okay, well, here's your whole thing with here we go again.
Here we go again.
The forecasters.
This guy in Florida.
The forecasters go, well, it's gonna rain today. It's gonna be absolutely horrible, but it's the sunniest day possible because they want to go to the beaches themselves.
I believe it. So Florida, I've only ever been to Florida once.
Where did you go?
Went to Disney.
Oh yeah.
I saw the biggest bug I've ever seen in Florida.
Oh, come on. What was it? Because I know it, and I'd probably be like, oh, that's small compared to other bugs.
It was a black fly. But
Yeah,
it was
that's
about
smaller.
It was about almost as big as this can.
Couldn't be. Could it? No, the cockroaches are usually bigger than that.
But
Have you seen the cockroaches? Are about this big.
No, I've never seen a cockroach in Florida.
They used to hang around my room. You know the one, you know the Wally cockroach? Imagine that 2 times bigger and just crawling around. What the hell was that?
I sneezed.
Okay. That sounded like a kitten.
You've got to be kidding me, right, meow?
No.
So for context, we're recording this fairly late at night.
No, God. No. Yes, we are.
We're both
I'm literally gonna make corned beef, rice, and eggs tonight.
Literally, we're about to eat right after this.
Yeah, we're gonna munch them, take them home. But we've had a long day of just getting stuff done. You know, I mean, we've been working hard and hardly working.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
But yeah, no, we've been just busy. I mean, like last episode, I haven't seen you for a bit. Oh God, you gonna burp again?
It's
No.
the seltzer.
I know.
Sorry.
So you have been to Florida once. I've been thinking about traveling some more this summer.
I would love to film in Florida.
I want to do a Cody Blue short, like a trailer for high tide. But there's a local author recently who lives in the Keys that I gotta get in touch with. His name's Mark Renson, and he did a book. It was like a LGBTQ adventure fantasy book set in the Keys, and it was in Key Largo, and it makes me go wait. So the character's spirit guide is Whitney Houston, and High Tide predates this, so Cody Blue's spirit guide is Ernest Hemingway.
Yes.
Because I was telling him about it. I was like, you know, I've got this character who's, you know, his guide, his spirit. He's a beach bum Indiana Jones is what I usually say, and then
That's so perfect. I need to get a hat.
We do. I want to do some stuff because I know we wanted to do Lost Resort. That was
to get paid.
I know, but we'll get there. Do you want me to pay you? I will.
You don't have the money to pay me.
I do actually. I don't have to tell you.
Pay your rent.
How much do you want?
I want to get on with the episode.
Yes.
I want to talk more about this book that you mentioned.
Yeah, so
you talk with the author.
Yeah, well, I briefly had seen him. I actually didn't talk to him, but I need to get in contact with him. I friended him on social media. He was at one of my author signings recently.
Oh, okay.
So he was at the big author event that we were at. My mother actually spoke to him. And it's so funny because he's got all this Florida stuff. He's in with the Florida newspapers too, and he's got his book down there, and I'm like, shit, we gotta get High Tide down there. So to me, it's as soon as we re-release the final version, which, by the way, I have on the way coming soon. The plot has been completely reworked to its liking. I completely cut most of the beginning out. So it's
my dad, he read your book. He liked your book.
Yeah,
but he said the beginning was
slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we did was
I just chalked that up to my father not being a patient man.
Yeah, I know. But Ty was like, you got to rewrite this. So the whole thing was we rewrote the entire beginning with actually tying it into Black Bible. So
of course.
Well, you got to tie it in since we know. We've seen the movie. We've done Key Issue.
We have.
I feel like it was cool to bring up. So yeah, I want as soon as we get the chance to, I want to bring Cody Blue down to Florida as soon as possible to any bookstore that'll take him. and I gotta get in touch with Mark Rentz and see which bookstores he's in. And I think we would get along swimmingly because we got like 2 characters with spirit guides.
You got into a second bookstore, didn't you?
Yeah, Bookhouse down in Albany.
I've never been there.
It's nice there.
I don't read much.
Yeah, they're cool. I mean, I was talking to my writer friend David Wilson about it, and I know David K. Wilson. I just love talking about this man.
I've heard so much about this man.
Yeah, he wants to do the movie with us. He actually has written.
Does he?
Yeah, he's actually written a couple movies prior to this that had Lance Hendrickson in it.
Okay.
He did.
I would love to meet him. He sounds like a stand-up guy.
He's a really cool guy.
I haven't read his books yet.
But you saw Murder in Spot City.
I saw Murder in Spot City. I want to pick that up.
I'll give you my copy. I'm blasting through his 5th book right now.
I want to see. I like the detective stories.
I do too.
I've
Because
read,
your uncle writes them.
my uncle does write noirs.
And
Speaking of my uncle,
right.
I got to visit him.
Yeah, and he gave you that.
He's doing so good.
Really?
So for people who don't know, my uncle was diagnosed with cancer, and it was looking really bleak.
Right.
But he's doing great. He's put on the weight back. He's put the weight back on that he lost from the cancer. He looks healthy. He's energetic.
That's awesome.
He and I ran a little Dungeons and Dragons campaign while I visited.
We got to talk to him because you know what? I want to do another Cody. Like, remember I told you that I want him to move into a little bit of detective work. I feel like that'd be so much fun if we worked on a detective story together.
Oh my God. He is incredible. I love him. He's one of the biggest reasons I got into theater.
Yeah, no, I that's the same way with my grandfather and me. Like, that's one of the reasons why I love
we talked about
storytelling.
His, last time we talked about his play Bernice.
Right, yeah, we talked about that last episode. I just realized my uncle, my mom's brother, was a big inspiration for me in horror because he's a horror artist.
Right.
So he does a lot of those paintings. They're fantastic paintings.
But David K. Wilson.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just trying to keep us on track.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. I would love to read Murder in Spot City. However,
he's gonna put magnets around Saratoga Springs. Like, he's planning to put stickers and magnets with a QR code that says who killed the person.
I was reading the cover obviously, and I read the back. It looks super interesting.
Yeah.
But I know it's not the first book in the series.
Mm-hmm. No, it's mostly set in East Texas.
So I want to go back and read the series before I read that.
Yeah.
I'm going to introduce my dad to it because my dad, he loves detective and murder mysteries.
He's good.
He's picky sometimes about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a massive James Patterson fan.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, his work is very fast-paced.
My dad would love that. But notice, when I gotta say this, when I say massive James Patterson fan.
I know, your house is full of James Patterson.
My dad,
I'm surprised he doesn't have a shrine.
Every single Alex Cross and Women's Murder Club book.
Who did? Yeah, that's crazy. Oh man, that's insane to me. I still can't get behind that. Wow. I don't even have that many books of Agatha Christie, and I love her. But David K. Wilson is probably my James Patterson.
He gets lost in the genre and one character, and as long as there's another story about the next character,
right,
he wants to read it.
And that's
you saw my. So
that's why I write.
The way my basement's set up.
Yeah,
you've seen that. I'll let you get back to your point in a minute.
Yeah,
you've seen my basement. There's a table with a puzzle on it. Got some clothes under the stairs, but over there I have a chair. Table, my large TV that I play my Xbox on.
Yeah.
Behind the chair, it's his James Patterson display.
Because he gave me one of his copies. I forgot at your house. He said I would really like the book.
I'm sure he would.
But
I
haven't actually.
I want to read it with my dad because
you got to read David K. Wilson.
I got to
because I
follow him now.
Yeah, he's really good. And guess what? We just talked to him, and he's doing a ghost story, a ghost book, a haunted house book. And Ty and I actually were like, why don't we make your cover? We'll do your cover.
Oh my god.
Because we designed them. And
yes, I've seen your
I've got his number now.
That's so awesome. I could local artists helping local artists.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. I asked him, are you reading Black Bible right now? And he's like, no, unfortunately not. I was like, oh, that's okay. He's like, because my daughter stole it. I was like, What?
Oh my god.
David K. Wilson. His daughter stole my book.
Also, the art on it, the covers of his books art is incredible.
Yeah, no, those ones are actually.
You're gonna have to let me know when I can get one signed by him.
Oh yeah, I'll get them signed by you. I'll get them for you. No worries.
Yeah.
But next time you
Is he in any of the libraries?
I think he is. I can
Because
reach
that's
out to
typically
him.
where I get my books. Yeah, you should reach out to him.
I'll send him a text because honestly, like he's got some really good stuff, and I cannot.
I'm a sucker for murder mysteries.
Okay, so let me tell you something. Like personally, the first one is really fast paced. Great introduction. I actually reviewed his books on Amazon recently. His
Really?
first 4. I'm telling you right now, the first one's really great introduction. It'll take you suck you right into his world. You'll feel like you are in Texas. You feel the humidity. You feel the heat.
Like I'm feeling right now.
Yes, exactly.
Oh god, if it's this bad here, I can't imagine how bad it is in Texas.
I can't imagine either.
And
He's got a
gotta say,
bookstore there. He's got himself in a bookstore down there too.
I gotta say, it's nighttime right now. It's supposed to be cooler out, and we are still
Sweating,
dying.
And
But sorry, continue.
no. You go ahead.
Well, no, I was just reminded of Texas because my uncle, my dad's best friend, I call him.
Right.
He lives in Texas.
Oh yeah.
And he comes up here during this time of year sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, he's coming for a couple weeks shortly, and I'm gonna love to visit with him. I love bowling with the guy.
Yeah.
But he comes up here, and he's in the seat, and he's like, "Oh man, it's such a nice, cool day."
And you're like, what?
His pool, his pool in his house.
Yeah.
His pool's degrees is at 87.
Oh my god.
It's almost like a bath. And if it's any colder than like 80, you won't get in it.
Ugh. No. I can't do it.
Right.
I can't do it. That's I talk a lot about Florida, but like when I go back there, that humidity is just too bad. Like it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
It's the humidity. That's the problem.
But that book makes you really feel like it really makes you feel the heat, and especially when how tense the book is, it really plays along with that heat feel. The book's called Combustible. It's about a house fire, so it's like a lot of those themes tie in together. Beneath the Surface, though, I really liked. But we have an inside joke because Michael Phelps has a biography called Beneath the Surface, so we call it his unauthorized biography. And they were like, "Oh, I didn't know that Michael Phelps was a detective. This is crazy." And then Dark Harbor is set in Martha's Vineyard. And
I love his settings for his books.
Yeah, he was up in Martha's Vineyard, and he was telling me all these stories at his book signing. Like, it was, like, really cool to hear some of this. I'm actually on his 5th book now. I'm reading it, after I read the 4th book, though, that is a genuine masterpiece. There are, like, in terms of, like, any book I have read, like, his first 3 books, awesome, fast-paced books that I can pick up. But the 4th one was just I'm speechless. I was left speechless. The twist, the story, the everything about it. It was his Murder of Roger Ackroyd.
Oh, okay.
It is a book that you're gonna have to sit down and read. It all came from a buddy of his. Like he was down visiting his friend in Florida. He's like, I've got an idea for you. I've got an idea for you to check out. And it's like, and they talked about it, and they developed Deadly Reputation.
And he wants to work with us on a movie.
Yeah, he wants to. I told him, let's I've got a Cody Blue movie, and I've told him all about Cody Blue. He's like, this character you've described, I love him so much. And I was like, you've got to meet the real dude. You got to meet the guy who I write about every day.
Based off.
Yeah, it's just, you'll love it. Because I was like, Sam Lawson and Cody Blue together. Question mark. I do it.
I gotta go. I got it. If I ever meet the guy, I'm sure I'm going.
You will, because
we're gonna work with him.
I want to work with him. He's a great. He's kind of a hard-boiled detective writer. So
I love that. That's why I love my uncle.
I honestly can give you my copies if you want, and then if you want, I can make. He's got another book signing coming up.
Love to meet the guy. You know, I'm gonna have to show up dressed like Cody Blue.
I know you're going to have to, because Cody Blue's are like our main like IP outside Black Bible. He's our big guy. Like If only I can get like a mascot poster
He's
or like
him.
a profile. I could make, because you are Cody Blue.
You ever need me to take any pictures?
Oh yeah, we'll get you to do that. I'm up for it. I just want to get more promo.
See, I love these sessions because it just builds my ego up and up.
Yeah, and then you just consistently bring me down and down and down.
You're my best friend in the world.
Yeah, I know. But Cody, our character, because honestly, like, the character's really grown because of you. You really helped me with that, and I like, the idea was there, but you really pulled me back from that Black Bible darkness with Cody Blue, and it was like
that was a time.
That was a time, and we've talked about that many times on this podcast.
Yeah,
but,
we have.
I will say, all summer. This plan all summer, we are just Cody Blue all the way.
Oh yeah,
like it's all Cody Blue. Like, High Tide's gonna come out this will come out this summer. I know that for a damn fact. Whether come hell or high water, I'm gonna get that book out.
So, all right, I've got a story.
Yeah.
I hate to suddenly change topics.
No, let's change topics. Change course, man.
I'm gonna hopefully this upcoming summer, along with that, gonna hopefully play some rugby, getting ready for the next season.
Yeah.
So our season's finished.
Yeah.
I don't play really sevens, so I played like on the B side where we played 15s after sevens games. But our sevens team won the conference this semester.
Really?
Yeah. Which was awesome.
I'm glad. That's awesome.
But
you were.
I got this story's about me almost breaking my nose.
Oh boy.
And me recovering from it on the same day. So we're playing 2 15 games. Just like, a fun day.
Yeah.
Resting our starters, and I go in. Most of our starters, a bunch of them played.
Yeah.
We're playing Albany Law. And I go in, and I get the ball. And I don't know why it always seems like whenever I don't get the ball very often. I'm mostly a defensive guy. But it always seems like whenever I get the ball, I run forward, and it's always like one or two of the biggest guys on the field that come up to tackle me.
Right.
I don't know why it is. I just know that I go, and I'm fighting for like a good 5 seconds.
Right.
And then as I'm coming down, I just feel something like a knee or something against my nose right here.
Like, if you get that, you could die from that.
Right? And I feel like a crunch.
Ah.
And I'm like laying there. And I was like disoriented. I didn't jackknife properly, so we lost possession of the ball. And I get up, and I just look around like, what the fuck?
Oh, I feel the pain already.
And I thought I broke my nose. Because obviously it hurt. And then I wipe here.
You're just bleeding.
And I look at my hand, it's just crimson. And then I turn around and look at the ref, and he's like...
Yeah, he's
like,
stop.
Right? So I go over to the sideline, and they flush my nose out with some paper towels. I lose my mouth guard in the grass over on the sideline.
Oh my god.
Right?
That's disgusting.
And the first thing I say, it's not about the game, not about the hit. The first thing I say is, am I still pretty?
Am I still pretty? Yes, you're still the prettiest one.
Yep. So he got me cleaned up. And then my friend Kaufman, he goes over and he says, you look like you're ready to play against Siena. It's a game right after. So I go over. I don't get in the rest of that game. It's about halftime, like first time out of the second half of the Siena game. Right? Coach looks at me, he goes, you good? I go, yes, coach.
I'm ready.
So before that, though, I was getting ready, I'm like, where's my mouth guard?
Let me check your nose. How's it doing?
It's fine. I didn't break it. I think it was already a little crooked.
No, it doesn't look crooked.
Oh, well. But I patted
I'll make it. Here, let me.
I patted my
That was
pockets,
broken.
and I'm like, where the hell is my mouth guard? I'm like, oh, God, it's on the field, isn't it? So I'm like, I'm just going to check. So I walk over, and there it is, my mouth guard.
Right.
Sitting in the dirt. Oof. Next to there's some blood on the mouth guard. And so I had to take some water and flush out the mouth guard. So I get back in anyway, right? And this is where the redemption comes in.
Yeah.
I am by no means a fast player. No. I'm not fast. I'm quick enough to get where I need to be.
No.
But you're never going to see me run well at the combine.
Right.
Right. But this one guy jukes out one of our players, and there's nothing stopping him from scoring.
Right.
Like, he's passed everybody. I'm like, and there's this thing where a lot of players, like, They get so far, they see nothing between them.
Right.
They kind of take one quick glance back, and if they don't really see anybody, they start to slow down.
Right.
Pretty sure that's what happened, because there was no business. This guy's way faster than me. There was no business, no reason for me to run up and catch him. But I'm sprinting. And I go and I snag him from behind, and I punch the ball out. And because it went forward, it's a penalty on him.
Right.
And then I didn't realize the ball was out. So I just complete the tackle. I go and I twist him down right before the try line. I was just so amazed at myself.
That's awesome.
Because I got us the ball back. It'll never happen again. That's the one highlight play I have. The one amazing highlight I'll ever have, and nobody filmed it.
Right after you almost broke your nose. That's awesome, dude. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you're getting back into rugby. I know we got some things to plan this summer.
Yeah.
We still got...
hoping to have a busy summer.
Well, you will if you roll with us for a bit.
That's what I mean.
It's all Cody Blue for you. I want to make this the year of Cody Blue, honestly, because, there's so much that I could tell about the character. I mean, you were even saying today... You give Cody Blue a fucking dildo, you'll make something out of it.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I was just... There's a little running joke we have, because Josh sometimes has more ideas than he can accomplish.
I still accomplish most of my ideas, but, there's stories...
To his credit, he does. But he just, every day, he texts me at about 1 a.m. and goes, hey, I've got a great new idea for a movie.
And I just spiel this entire idea.
I'm, sitting there. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a bit of a dick, Josh. I'm sorry. I did this to you last night.
Yeah.
I'm, listening to the idea. I'm like, okay, cool. One word responses. All right, awesome. Sounds good. And it's because I'm trying to play ranked Rainbow Six Siege.
No, you're I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed. And then I proceeded to not go to bed.
It's totally fine.
Okay, to my credit, I went to bed a half hour later.
But it's fine. Honestly, I didn't, at that point, I was just rambling. And I was
the ramblings of a tired man during a night shift.
Yeah, and then I ended up writing a short story about a killer tree.
You did.
And then, yeah, I did a couple of other things last night. I set up the script, and the script's pretty self-explanatory. Once I get that all figured out, film scripts and audio scripts run very differently, a lot of people should know.
Yeah.
Because audio scripts, they have to deal with sound. Film, it's a lot easier.
Remember, guys, film, you don't have to deal with sound at all. No sound whatsoever.
No.
It just magically appears after
out of it. No, but you have to hyper focus on sound with an audio series
because you gotta show the emotion with sound, and that is a skill. Let me tell you, I've tried to do it, and it is hard.
It is really hard.
It's really hard.
And then for film, I mean,
just
I did.
Me.
Yeah. Really? While we're on podcast? Are you kidding me?
No.
Okay, maybe the Cody Blue with the dildo was far enough, but you had to go far enough to say you've got a hard on now.
I do not. You left the door wide open. It would be a shame if I didn't walk through it.
Oh. No. Put those hands down. Put your hands down. You don't need to prove your point. Put those down. Put them... No.
That's just what happens when we're exhausted.
Oh, God. We're at a point.
Exhausted we are.
Crazy we are. Indeed.
Indeed.
Yeah, well... Yeah, it's just been...
where I got that?
What?
The Yoda voice?
Where?
Game Grumps Super Mario Maker videos.
Oh, my God. I was watching something,
their level of hysterics during that is what I aspire to be.
Game Grumps did some really good playthroughs. Some of them,
Grumps.
they actually did. So, did I ever tell you, recently, I think I may have just discovered my all-time favorite NES game. All-time.
Here we go again.
I know.
All he does is talk about, ooh, I've got a great NES game. I've got an SNES game. I downloaded all these NES games out of my phone.
But one of the Game Grumps' favorite games as a kid was the Goonies 2.
Oh my god. Back
to the Goonies. So much fun, though. It's one of those meta games.
I swear. I'm sure it is.
It's one of those meta games. It's just so,
I swear
it breaks the fourth wall.
This guy's head runs on a loop.
It does. No, more like an infinity circle. Hey, have you ever seen the Goonies? uh, oh man. But yeah, no, they did a video on it because they were talking about the game, and I've done runs with that game. Like I could actually like blast through it.
Oh, yeah.
And it actually is a. So do you know the concept of a Metroidvania?
No.
Like the genre. So like it's a game that's non-linear that has you explore.
Oh.
Hence why like Metroid, Castlevania 2. Those games are like games where you would explore. They put the name together. But funny enough, Goonies 2 predates Castlevania 2.
I see.
1987 by a couple months. And it's like this game is actually really fun. It combines the point and click adventure with with a Metroidvania. And it's got a map system too.
You know what? This is just me randomly spieling, but you got me on the subject of video games.
We gotta get back on some video
God,
games.
my voice cracked. We need to play the detective game that you mentioned last week.
Which one are we
Not last week. Last week? We were talking about a video game, the L.A. Noire.
L.A. Noire.
Or like there was a video game that you were playing on the PlayStation.
On the PlayStation, which one?
The detective game. When you were listing games that you played. I think we had this conversation earlier. You were talking about how you played God of War. Because I mentioned you don't play modern games.
I do play modern games. I just, I feel like I could blast through a classic game. Because classic games are like...
But getting you on the modern games rant is what brought this game up. And I want to play it with you.
Yeah. L.A. Noire, is that the one you're thinking of? Or is it
like where you play as a detective?
You play as a detective and you have to decide whether or not... you have to actually read facial recognition to tell if they're lying or not.
Yeah, oh, speaking of that, I started a show with my parents.
What is it?
It's called Lie to Me.
Wow, alright. Is it so it's a detective show?
Kind of. But what it is it's like, it only ran for 3 seasons.
Right.
But there's this guy who, like, the whole point is he, like, spent years in a jungle.
Right.
Learning the facial expressions of tribes.
Right.
And it's like, talks about how there's universal micro expressions that everyone does that shows their true emotions.
Right.
And he uses it to figure out when people are lying.
Mm.
He's got this whole, like, private corporation that's, like, dedicated to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, like, called in by, like, the FBI, the Secret Service, all these other big organizations to tell if people are lying.
Mm.
And it opens up really crazy. I love it. Where he's interrogating this white supremacist.
Oh my god.
And the guy doesn't say a word. And he figured out all the information he needed without the guy saying a word. Based on his micro expressions.
Really?
It was so cool. And then there's another guy who's in other shows that I watch. And he's taken like an oath of radical honesty.
Okay.
Which means literally... he just says every thought that comes to his head.
So the most autistic character possible. Just like, yeah, you're totally fucking guilty.
But no, it's funny because they get this person who works at TSA.
Yeah.
Who they call a natural, who can just tell when people are lying. They don't need to study his system.
Yeah.
Right? And the first thing he says to her is, I've never been with a Latino woman.
My fucking god. Speaking of
You would love that show, actually.
What? Why?
Because it just feels like right up your alley. Because it's funny.
Okay.
But it's a good detective show.
It's a good... So I started a detective show that just came out. It's on Apple TV Plus, though. But it's got Colin Farrell in it. And it's called Sugar. And his name's John Sugar. And he works in a modern-day L.A. as a movie buff private detective.
Oh, that's interesting.
He actually carries around a gun from a movie called The Big Heat. And I was very much influenced by The Big Heat. One of my first movies that I had made was based off of it.
Big Heat.
Yeah. And it was a very influential film. And he actually carries the gun of the actor who had the gun.
Oh,
and it's like
awesome.
They actually like clip back to the movie. I actually had to watch it right after when I finished the first episode. So it's about him being hired to find this girl in Hollywood, and then he delves deeper into the underworld.
Can I just say, before you get really into this,
yeah,
that I hate how really great shows are locked behind one specific streaming platform
I really hate it too.
Because I have Hulu. I don't even have Netflix anymore.
I don't even have Apple TV Plus. I actually watched the first episode for free, and I want to watch it, but they won't let me watch it. So I'm like, damn.
But there's Tulsa King I want to watch really badly. But it's on Paramount Plus.
I hate Paramount.
And I don't have the money to pay for Paramount Plus.
I had to actually get my entire, Twin Peaks DVD collection because I didn't want to pay a subscription just to rewatch Twin Peaks on a whim.
See, I understand that cable was expensive.
Yeah.
Right? My parents hated cable. We went through a bunch of cable providers.
Did you ever have satellite?
I did have satellite. I had Dish TV at one point.
I actually did get the good end, and I got DirecTV for a short while. But then it got too expensive. Right, do you remember what was it? Frontier. Do you know Frontier?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so fun. I remember it's nice because you can watch any show at any time.
Right.
Limited commercials. I like that. I just don't like how it's all exclusive to one. I understand they've got to make money. It's because if they all have the same shows, then right.
It's just one of those things where it's like.
Speaking of streaming services, did you see WWE signed in 2025 an exclusivity deal with Netflix or drop in Peacock?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, WWE's going to be exclusively on Netflix.
Oh my lord.
Which I think brings about the end of the PG era because Netflix doesn't have the restrictions like the TV channels do.
Netflix will probably.
Which means we're going to get swearing again.
Yeah, Netflix actually, it's
I think it's going to be a good thing.
I don't have Netflix anymore because. Well, Ty and I don't have the subscription because we got locked out by both of ours. They're doing that whole lockout thing. I hate it. But And
I think it's going to be a good thing for WWE.
Yeah.
I just hate the fact that I'm going to have to buy Netflix again.
So I know that they did the new Avatar series, and we're probably going to have to wrap up
live
here soon.
action.
But yeah,
man.
we have our criticism.
I've never even seen the original.
So the original I didn't watch, and this is actually pretty, blasphemous. I didn't watch it till 2020 during the COVID pandemic.
I didn't watch it
but that was because I have
only watched Korra.
Yeah, but you gotta watch the original. At some point you do.
We will talk about Avatar.
Yeah.
Next time, I think that'll be a good talking point.
I think that'll be a good talking point. It's just one of those things. So, yeah.
Do you want to lead us out?
Yeah, I guess so. We stopped. Thank you for stopping here in Reality 17. I know we got a little bit off track, and it was just a little.
Today was just a yapping session.
Yeah, yapping session.
No point, no real reason to talk other than to talk. Yeah, which is my favorite kind of talking.
You sounded really New York there. I know.
I'm wearing my Derek Jeter jersey.
I also, I was actually called out today off of work when this person said, I just said, "Morning, ma'am," and she took one look at me. She goes, "You're a Southern boy, aren't you?" I went,
"Hey, come on."
I was like, "You caught that?" And she goes, "Where are you from?" "Florida." She goes, "Oh, you're one of them Florida people. Oh, you Florida man."
Yeah, I come from an Italian family.
Yeah.
Very Italian.
Very Italian.
Very Italian. Stop that impression there. Thank you for stopping by, everybody.
Reality 17.
I'm Bryan Antinore.
I'm Joshua Mayer. Thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time.